Over Memorial Day weekend, DC Young Fly made headlines after performing at Tommy T's Comedy Club in California. According to reports, a man who went to the show got on stage during DC's performance, acted in a threatening manner, and DC allegedly responded by hitting him, then continuing the show. DC would go on social media to clear up the air, and this is what he had to say. "We always have a good time, but I'm mad y'all had to see that side of me. But if you don't F with me, please don't come to my shows if your intentions ain't to come and have a good time. Don't show up because I pray the energy is right everywhere I go, and I'm protected and covered by God. Plus, I got hands. Hashtag I will make it home." Today on the show, we have our comedy hype analyst, Pierre, calling into the show to talk about what happened with DC Young Fly. And we also have a special guest, comedian Steve Brown, calling in, who experienced a similar incident while performing on stage. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
I know everybody been trying to figure out, boy, what the hell happened, boy? You crazy, boy? What the going on, boy? What's happening? I appreciate everybody checked in on your boy, called me, make sure I was straight. You dig what I'm saying? Mid-joke, the nigga walk up on stage. So, you know, I'm like, all right, nigga walk up on stage. I'm just thinking he a crazy fan or something, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get a nigga a hug, nigga. I embrace this stupid shit, you feel what I'm saying? That nigga get on stage, he like, nigga, what's up, nigga? And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, oh, bro, you tripping. So I kind of like bad the nigga up on me a little bit, you feel me? Like, that nigga hit my hand, bro. When he hit my hand, he was like, nigga, get off me, nigga. What's up, nigga? Before you know it, grrr. Shit. Feet on stage, head on floor, nigga. By the time they got his ass, woke his ass up, and sent nobody's way, I told everybody to sit down. I gotta finish the motherfucking show, nigga. Ain't nothing finna stop me, man. I'm on a mission. You dig what I'm saying? This my calling from God, you feel me? So I'm on a mission. You dig what I'm saying? I gotta finish my task.
Now, after seeing that, Pierre, I want to come to you first. What was your initial reaction to that?
Woo-hoo! It's getting hot out here after the pandemic. Well, you know, hey, I rock with the Young Lion, DC Young Fly, man. You know, someone approach you on stage, you don't know what's up. You already try to tell them back up. They don't back up. Then you gotta let the dog start talking. I mean, what else you gonna do? Don't let him dog you out. He did what he had to do. Like he said, what do you say? Feet on the floor, or feet on the stage, head on the floor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
Steve, I want to get your take on that. What was your thoughts when you first heard about the situation, saw the video?
I laughed about it, and I was like, well, here we go again, you know. And I like Pierre. I rock with DC, love him to death, man. And actually, I'm happy that DC took that first lick. Why? Because DC is a very, very, very small brother. And I mean, not saying that he can't take a punch, but you definitely don't want to get hit first, especially being a small brother like DC. Not questioning his toughness or anything like that, but you know, I felt like he did the right thing. You know, he warned Buddy. Buddy kept coming. He had to do what he had to do. You know, so yeah, there it is.
Absolutely, I definitely agree. Now, Steve, I know 3 years ago you had a similar situation where you were performing on stage and had an encounter with someone that was in the audience. What exactly happened in your experience?
My experience was, you know, this was unwarranted. You know, people took, you know, had their different takes or whatever, but, you know, it happened to me. Guy was at my show enjoying himself, laughing, getting his laugh on. And next thing you know, he stands up and he just started looking just straight in his face. And he stood there for like probably 30, 40 seconds just standing there. And I stopped the show and asked him, my man, are you okay? His girl who was with him, she went to see about him. She put her hand on his shoulder. He turns around and he socks her, and all hell breaks loose. And during all this, he's fighting with fans and family members. Then we make eye contact. I'm like, dude, I know you're not going to come up here. As soon as I said that, he was on stage. Me, you know, having boxing training, I managed to keep him off me, but still stay faced up with him. You know, so I wouldn't get hurt. But the thing is, with the difference between DC's situation and my situation, Tommy T's had security.
Right.
I didn't.
Got
so,
you.
You know, it ended with two people, workers from the kitchen, coming on intervening. You know, so it was a terrible situation. But I mean, I felt like the reason I didn't hit this guy is because, number one, I've been in the business 25 years, and I didn't want, based on my experience, I didn't want to get sued or whatever. You know, I didn't want all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I tried to keep them off me until, you know, and let security do their job. Unfortunately, security wasn't around.
And
But
Steve,
if I was in D.C., a situation,
and you really clear some things up, because that's, looking at your video, that was one of the things I was wondering, why did it take so long for somebody to get on stage? It was just like, you know, just watching it happen and like, you know, what exactly is going on. But looking back on that situation, do you think you would have handled it any differently?
most definitely. Well, you know what? Yeah, I would have because, you know, after what I went through with this situation, I would have handled it differently. You know, and to this day, you know, DC he's done what I should have done, you know, to be honest.
Right. So, like, since that situation for you, what was the aftermath like? Did it affect your career any? Were people afraid to book you because they were afraid, you know, what might come with that because of your situation that happened?
Well, I had a couple of comedy clubs that were who were in cahoots with this comedy club, because they right off they pretty much said that, oh man, this is gonna cause a social media storm. We're gonna get a lot of backlash from this. So what they did was they made me out to be the scapegoat, as if I started it. And
right.
Certain comics they jumped on the bandwagon, and what I did, I just let it ride itself out, let it play itself out, and you know, it didn't affect my bookings, but they did try to blackball me, making me, you know, out to be the bad guy, and that's just what it is. So, but again, you know, if you got a great relationship with God and you got good talent, that you're going to be there regardless. So I'm still here, still doing what I do.
Absolutely, and it's great seeing you doing your thing. Now, I want to come to you, Pierre. When you first saw Steve's situation, what was your natural reaction? What are your thoughts behind that?
What the hell had just happened? Shit! I was like, what the hell? I thought he went to the Universal Soul Circus real quick. Shit, like a lion tamer and shit. He had the chairs, throwing chairs and shit. What the hell? But no, I didn't really know. I just went for what I saw on stage. You know, when I first initially saw it, I saw the dude trying to get at Steve. Steve was trying to duck and move and stuff, and the guy was throwing stuff. So I really didn't know what happened. But you know, if anybody gets on stage with a performer, I think we're even now. I'm not here to, you know, cower down to you, run from you, bro. If you get on, you're into my home now. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. As long as we keep it on stage, off the stage, you know, I'm on stage, you off stage, we going back and forth, funny, whatever. I'm cool with that. But once you get on stage, or if I get off stage and come to you, then you have every right to sock me in the face. But if you come on the stage with me and to turn around and blackball him again, I don't know how it initially started, but what you want him to do? Not defend himself? I mean, right. He really, you know, be honest. I mean, Steve didn't throw any really punches, so he wasn't really the aggressor there. You know, he was trying to back away from it, all that. So for him to get the backlash, I think that's kind of, you know, I don't know. You know, maybe it's another situation I don't understand. But if you come on stage with me and you try to do that, you know, I'm going to protect myself. I'm not going to run from you. There's no need to do all that. You know, I'm hoping you don't come on stage, but you will receive whatever I got to give you, and you got to bring me whatever you bring, because once you stay on stage, you're into my comfort zone. That stage, Pierre, all belongs to me. That whole stage belongs to me, unless I ask you to come up. If I don't ask you to come up and you come up, well, let the party begin. Right.
Pierre, have you ever experienced anything close to that? You know, somebody, you know, wanting to either come on stage or try to, you know, attack you while you're doing your act?
Yeah, well, after a show one time, this girl brought a dozen of roses to me. I was like, oh, she's about to get an ass beat from my security. But I was like, okay, it's roses. Don't beat it up that bad. Don't grab it. But no, I had somebody just brought some roses up to me one time after a show, but I didn't know. And my security was kind of standing there at the club, like, hey, I'm about to walk up on her, grabbed her by the arm. But I was like, no. But no, nothing like that. I have learned through my time how to diffuse a moment, a situation. I'll even throw the joke back on me about him whooping my ass. I don't want no part of you, brother. Please, you know, give him a drink or something. Because it's not about that. I don't want to fight, and I don't want that to happen at a club. It turns the whole mood away. But DC even be able to get the show back on its course is incredible, because usually after that kind of stuff, you know, people running out on their tabs and shit, you know, it's escape to get out and not pay their food bills and so forth. But to corral them back together again and finish the show, I give DC props, you know, because there's people who wanted to see the show. So
absolutely. And Pierre, I think you bring up a great point too, like having that mindset of knowing how to diffuse a situation. So I want to go into some solutions. What is the protocol if that happens for a comedian? Because not everybody's going to be able to respond like DC or have the same situation.
Joke about it.
Go ahead.
Joke about it. Joke. Make a joke about it before it happens. You know, make a joke. First of all, look, we in the streets. All of us are in the streets. How to diffuse some shit in the streets. Just take the same approach on stage. Make a joke of it, back it up. All right, man. Sure, in the streets you can walk away, but make a joke of it. Don't make him feel more humiliated. Don't talk about how big and bad you are, how you an ass whooper in front of him, everybody, because nobody want to take that. Just turn it into a joke. Make it mild, make it respectable. Say, bro, can I get you a drink, man? That was my bad. Well, make a joke. I don't want you whooping my ass in front of everybody. Make a joke of it. And that usually diffuses it for me.
Right.
So,
Steve, what about you?
But Pierre, let me say this. Just like DC said, and the same exact thing happened to me. DC said clearly he wasn't roasting the guy. The guy just jumped up and decided he wanted to fight. Well, in my situation, we found out this guy had a mental illness, severely bipolar, just got out of prison, drinking, smoking, and apparently, from what they're telling me, he had a panic attack and wanted to fight everybody. And sometimes you can't prepare for stuff like this. You just gotta go with the flow and try to diffuse it as much as you can. Based on the legal aspects, from what I know, if I had known what I know now, I would have clearly stopped the shit out of him. Just keeping it real. We would have been still brawling probably. But me being afraid of being sued and all this other stuff, and the thing is, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't, because I still got backlash from it. I mean, I got a lot of positive, but I damn sure got negative too.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is like that. You can't do nothing about somebody with mental illness. I mean, I'm talking about more than normal. Let's say 95% of the time, it's not a mental illness situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody heckling, roasting you, whatever. But that 5%, if there's nothing you can do about it, somebody just steps up from nowhere and he gets on you, then he comes onto the stage. At that point, you gotta defend yourself by any means necessary. You gotta deal with where the bricks fall, whatever. You gotta deal with it at that point. Don't let them whoop your ass to what? Whoop your ass to now you become the laughing stock of comedy, but you're still working. Everybody clowning you. Come on, man. No, I ain't doing all that.
I agree with what you said as far as turning the joke back on you and all that. I think I'm in total agreement with that. That's the best thing you could do if the person is sane. If they just want to, because some people just want to be a part of the show and don't know how. So you give them their little piece, and then you keep it moving, and everybody's happy.
Absolutely, and I think both of you bring in two different perspectives, which is good to, present to our audience to be able to say, hey, if you're in this situation, here's a good way to handle it, and if you're in this situation, it's a good way to handle it. So I appreciate both of you giving that insight. I think that can really help someone, and I hope, as we move forward, people just, enjoy the show, go to have a good time, and that's what comedy is for, to make you laugh, not fight and all those things. But I appreciate y'all for calling in. You heard from us, now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the DC Young Fly situation? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Don't forget to put it in the comments.
Protect Black culture.